Hey, what's up guys? It's me again, back with another Iron Man action figure review. And this time I finally got in my SH Figuarts Avengers Infinity War Iron Man Mark 50 armor. I have had him out of the box a little bit, messed around with it, and I believe this is my favorite SH Figuarts Iron Man figure yet. But here's the front of the box. You can clearly see most of the figure in there, a few of his accessories. Side of the box, you got a tiny picture of the Iron Man armor. On the back, it shows him posed with some of his accessories. Simple style and heroic action. This side of the box just says SH Figuarts Iron Man Mark 50. And there's the front again, so I'll take a second, get everything out of packaging so we can have a closer look at it. Okay, Iron Man is out of packaging, and this Iron Man armor stands just shy of 6 inches tall. And for his accessories, you get his blast effects. These ones are for his feet. They are the same design of blast effects as we've got a dozen times, but at least these ones are a different color. Then you have the smaller ones that peg into his hands. And then you have these large ones that come out of his hands. This one's a little warped. You got this little peg you could stick in his back. He actually has a plate on his back that you can pop out. Put this in. I guess that way you can stick a little peg from a stand in there. He didn't come with a stand, but I guess they thought you might want to peg him in on one. Then he comes with several sets of hands. You get these hands for filling up pepper pots. You get these high-fiving hands. And then you get these hands with pegs for putting on the blast effects. And then my favorite accessories for this Iron Man figure are actually these big arm cannons he comes with. You actually have to pull off his arm at the forearm and insert these. It's very easily done. This one does have a little ball joint on the end so you can peg in one of his hands. It has a hole here, and I thought for sure that this would actually go in that hole. But it doesn't. It's actually just not made to go in there, I guess, because mine will not stay. Would have been nice if they would have done that, though. And then my absolute favorite is this huge arm cannon. Really love this. The sculpt and paint on it is just immaculate. You can split it apart and take out this little field of electricity that's in there. It does have a little peg hole in it, and there's a peg in there, so it does go in a certain way. But you can actually take this part off, and then there's a little ball joint in there for one of his hands if you want to use one of his hands in there, which you really wouldn't be able to see it, but it's there if you want to do it. But I really dig this lobster claw cannon. Okay, now I'll compare him to a couple other of the SH Figuarts Iron Man armors. Here on the left we have one of the first armors, the Iron Man Mark II armor. And on the right we have one of the more recent armors, that is the Mark 47 from Spider-Man Homecoming. Now here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Iron Man Mark 5 armor. You can see there's a little bit of a height difference between the two. This one's more compact. Okay, for real this time. There he is compared to the SH Figuarts Mark 5 armor and the SH Figuarts Mark 46 armor on the right. Okay, now on to the figure itself. And man, I just love the design of this armor. In the movie, it was nanotechnology. He just had the little repulsor on his shirt, and everything else kind of formed around it, like Black Panther's suit. So really nice design all over this figure. The paint and sculpt all over this figure is just absolutely perfect. They sculpted on the knee joints. They sculpted in the armpits. I mean, they just went sculpt crazy on this thing. Just the attention to detail was amazing on here. I really love this slim, sleek helmet on this one. Looks really good. I like that gold strap that kind of comes up over the ear. Nice translucent blue plates for the eyes. They used a really nice milky blue on that arc reactor. Really dig that. And on articulation on this Iron Man, using the ball joint at the top of the neck and the lower neck, he will look up that far, which is a pretty decent amount. Good for those flight poses. And then looking down, he'll bury his head in his chest. So looks down really good. Of course, he looks left and right good. You get some pivot there if you want him to look confused. Now this Iron Man does not have shoulder pads, which gives it a lot sleeker and nice design there. So I like that. And his arm will go up that far. It'll go all the way around, no problem, especially where it's missing those shoulder pads. He does have an upper bicep swivel, nice bend at that elbow, and then his hands are on a ball joint. He does have a cut at the midsection, which goes forward pretty good, but it does leave a gap in the back. So keep that in mind when you have him leaned way forward. He also goes back pretty good there. Then he has another cut at the waist, which using both of those together, he goes forward a lot. And then back a very good amount as well. Now his legs are on those SH Figuarts type joints that will drop down. Then they'll go out to the side that much. He can do the splits very well, and I shouldn't be touching him there. But then at those upper thighs, there's not actually an upper thigh swivel. The very, very upper thigh, there's actually a ball joint in there. So his legs will rock in and out and forward and back right there and swivel. So you get a lot of motion right there at the hip pretty much. Then his double jointed knees have a really good bend. And he does have the die cast feet like all the other Iron Man armors. This armor doesn't have the side panels that drop down off of his leg. So you get a lot better movement from the foot because of that. But they'll go back and they'll go forward. He does have toe articulation, so you can break all his toes. And you can break his ankles. Snap! And it'll go all the way around. So this Iron Man is actually very well articulated along with all the other pluses it has going for it. But I'm going to swap out some of his accessories now and we'll wrap this review up. So there is the SH Figuarts Mark 50 Iron Man with that big cannon on, getting ready to blow that nutsack of a chin off of Thanos' face. I really love this armor. I love that we got these extra accessories like the cannons, because it's very few and far between that they throw in some different stuff with these Iron Man figures. Normally it's the same set of blast effects, so I welcome any new accessories. But that is all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I enjoyed making it. I really love this figure. But I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye for now.